What's going on, guys? Cameron here with Canadian Gamer. Now, talking about something today I've been meaning to talk about. I've touched on it a little bit a couple of months ago. As we are sort of right on the cusp of the soon to be released ninth generation consoles, namely the PS5 and the Xbox, I guess they would call it the Series X. A lot of us are kind of at a crossroads. Do we become early adopters and jump right into the ninth generation? Or do we continue to collect for the eighth gen while the titles are dirt cheap? Or in my case, and I'm going to talk about it a little bit more in a few minutes, go back to the 360 era and continue to chip away at my collection there. So, a few things to mention. I'm not really a huge Sony PlayStation fanboy aside from the PS2 and the PS1. I never had a PS3, and I don't have a PS4, and I don't plan on purchasing a PS5. Again, it's no secret I don't plan on jumping into the ninth generation. So we're going to talk about that. The main reason, couple of reasons, but the main reason, and you guys can maybe have a spirited discussion about this in the comments section. The Sony PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, aside from obviously the exclusives on the PS4, they're very similar in terms of the third-party games that have been released on both consoles. So I have not been impressed at all with this generation of gaming as far as the games are concerned. Again, not talking about exclusives on the PS4, just talking about the multi-plat games that have come out. This has been, in my opinion, the weakest, I guess you could say, generation of gaming of all time. We've seen nothing but ports of old games from the 6th and 7th gen. We've seen lackluster new IPs come out, even on the Nintendo Switch. There's just been just breadcrumbs of games coming out. I mean, like I said, over the last year, the only games that I had really been excited for was when Red Dead Redemption 2 came out and The Outer Worlds. Aside from that, and I know all of us have varying degrees of different tastes and palettes of games that we're into, but I don't know, man. I'm looking at the catalog of Xbox One games that go all the way back from 2013 till now, so about 7 years. And I only have not even 20 games for the Xbox One, versus on the 360 I have so many games and so many more to collect for, and on the OG Xbox the same as well. I don't get it. Like I said, just the amount of releases that actually interest me these days. It's like a red flag as far as the ninth gen is concerned, because I know even one of the Microsoft executives has gone on record to say, at least for the first year, there's not really going to be any Series X exclusives. It's going to be cross-platform games. Basically, they're playable on the Xbox One or maybe the One X, and they're out on the Series X as well. So it's like, that's pretty disappointing. The only other game that really interests me mildly would be Cyberpunk 2077. But again, as I look at this, as I try to stand back a little bit further and see the forest through the trees, and I look at the back catalog of 360 games and the games that I still don't have for my collection, first of all, it just really blows my mind how strong the Xbox 360 collection is. I know the PS3 is strong as well, but I'm going to focus on the 360 here. I've been playing a lot of the 360 lately. There are so many more games that I need to get for the 360. Some of the dirt games, a lot of the racing games, Split Second. There's also Grid. I don't have Grid. There's just so many good games on the 360. I can't get over it. The games are so cheap right now as well, albeit some of them are starting to go up in price. So that's where I stand right now. I'm not concerned about jumping into the ninth generation. Hell, I don't have any room to put another console in my house. I got enough games to keep me busy probably until I'm in my 50s. Again, I think the 6th and 7th generation. I know I sound like a broken record, but this is kind of around that time where you'd get a game that was fully released, bug-free for the most part, on the disc. And now we're seeing more and more. I think it's going to get worse as time goes on. We're getting physical releases that just act as a key to download the digital game, or you get a game that's physical and it's half-baked, and then 7 to 8 months later, all these updates come out, and it's like, oh my god. And then coupled with the fact that the Xbox One, as it is, you can't even use the console unless you connect to the internet and go through the whole initial setup procedure. Well, okay, dial that back a bit. Think about it years from now. Think about it 15, 20 years from now. I'm sure eventually the state of today's internet connection, it's going to evolve. And at some point, who knows if the original Xbox One will be able to connect to whatever infrastructure we have years from now. We might not even be able to play these games unless there's an emulation out there on the computer and you can run the discs. Won't get into that. But I can only imagine the Xbox Series X will probably need to be connected to the internet as well before you can even use the console. So it's a sad state of affairs. Like I said, on the Xbox 360, I'm constantly seeing a lot of you guys out there posting videos, and you're talking about all these other games that I wasn't aware of on the 360. And man, it's just like, I'm so excited to continue to collect for the 360. I pretty much wrapped up my original Xbox collection. I'm still chipping away at my PS2 collection. Now that I have a Japanese PS2, I'm seeing all kinds of incredible, only released in Japan releases that do have the option for English subtitles. So I kind of want to dip more into the PS2. Now I'm starting to tinker with my Dreamcast. So I'm pretty busy with my collections. I'm still trying to wrap up my Sega Genesis collection as well. So lots going on there. But like I said, as far as the next generation is concerned, and then I saw the little off topic here, but the PS5 controller, oh god. I don't know, it looks really odd to me. But yeah, I don't know. Do you guys feel the same with regards to the current gen versus the last gen? I think the 360 is a much better console than the Xbox One. I think the PS3 is a much better console than the PS4. I'm just talking about the catalog of games. I don't know what went wrong this generation, but like I said, there's very few games on both consoles that really interest me. And like I said, my Xbox One collection is a fraction of the size of my 360 collection. And, I don't have a Nintendo Switch, but I see some of you guys out there, you got like these massive Nintendo Switch collections. And I'm looking at the games you have, and you have a lot of indie titles, and you have a lot of stuff that, I don't know, are you going to be playing those games 15, 20 years from now? I don't know. To me, I'm seeing a lot of games that a lot of you guys have rushed out to buy on impulse, and then they're kind of sitting on your shelf collecting dust. So you never want to get into that sort of situation. I play majority of my 360 games. I play most of my OG Xbox games. And then, like I said, the Xbox One, I play most of the games I have on that console, but I don't play my Xbox One that much. So that's it for me. Just a short video. Are you guys going to be early adopters, or are you going to work on your back catalogs? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, guys, thanks so much for watching. Take care.